So my goal here is to teach you how to read your reassessment notice, show you how you can spot future increases in your tax bill before they happen, and generally how to figure out whether you should be appealing your property taxes. So the document we see here today is the Cook County Reassessment Notice that's mailed out to properties that are being reassessed. Reassessed just is a fancy way of saying that the Cook County assessor is determining a value of your property for tax purposes. That is done by the Cook County assessor once every 3 years. The city of Chicago was last reassessed or revalued in 2015. So this year in 2018, the assessor's office is reassessing the entire city. So in front of you is the reassessment notice, which is a document that's mailed by the assessor to properties that are being reassessed. This contains a lot of important information and is your notification on where your property tax bill will be heading next year, because the numbers that are being figured out this year will affect your property tax bill next year. First, at the top of the document here, we see the date of the reassessment notice. Now this is important because when the Cook County assessor mails this reassessment notice, they open up the appeal period for your township, and that typically stays open for 30 days. So this is an important date once you get this reassessment notice, because now you know that the clock is ticking and you have 30 days. So as we notice, they'll include property information, these two boxes here, the assessment history of the property, and sample comparable properties. So the property information, will notice that they tell you what township you're located in. Many people don't realize what township that is. That's not the same thing as the city or your neighborhood. So for example, this property is located on the northwest side of the city of Chicago and is inside Jefferson Township. The neighborhood and tax code and partial assessment aren't important for typical residential properties. It does tell you that the exterior construction of this house is masonry. The class is 2-03, which is essentially a single family residential home, a certain size, the square footage of the lot, and then the square footage of the property. The age as well, 93 years. Now this information is important because the assessor is telling you that they've compared you to other properties that fit these categories, and that's how they determine your value of your property for tax purposes. The assessment history gives you the last 3 years. You notice 2016, 2017, and 2018. Levels of assessment just means 10%. And that essentially just means that if the assessor determines that your property is worth $100,000, that your assessed value is 10% of that. So the starting point would be $10,000, because 10% of $100,000 is $10,000. The land assessed value, which really can't be affected, it's similar across the township, and the building assessed value, which is what we're typically fighting about. So as an example here, in 2016, the assessor said that this property was worth $270,240. At 10%, that's an assessed value of $27,024. In 2017, the property's assessed value was the property's market value, according to the assessor, was $241,980 for an assessed value of $24,198. Now, some of you may say, why is the assessed value going down from 2016 to 2017 if the assessor only comes back to revalue properties or reassess properties once every 3 years, like we said at the beginning of this video? And the reason is simple. This consumer, this homeowner, we appealed their taxes for that year, and we were able to get them a reduction from $270,000 to $241,980. Now, here is the important information. The assessor is telling this homeowner that their property for 2018 is now all of a sudden worth $527,820. That's more than double an increase here, substantially more than double of an increase from 1 year to the next. And this assessed value is what will determine the property taxes for 2019. So if this homeowner does not act, their property tax bill will increase by more than double for next year. Let's talk about that for a second. So if we look here, the Cook County is telling us that for the last 5 years, this is the Cook County Clerk's property tax portal for this same property. If we see the pictures of the property are identical, I have removed the identifying information to protect this homeowner's privacy. So if we look at the last 5 years, in 2017, which is actually the tax bill that was paid this year in 2018, the complete tax bill for the year was $4,482.47. If we look, this homeowner actually, as we said earlier, appealed their taxes from 2016 to 2017, and as we know, property taxes are paid a year behind in Cook County. So the 2017 bill was actually paid in 2018, and the 2016 bill was actually paid in 2017. So as we discussed earlier, after appealing their property taxes last year, we were able to get this homeowner reduction from $4,912 to $4,482.47 for the taxes that are paid this year. But now the battle becomes about the property taxes that are going to be paid next year with this year's assessed value. If we remember, earlier we said that the assessor was trying to increase the property's assessed value to $527,820, and that based on the old assessed value of $241,980, the tax bill was $4,482.47. So here's a calculation of the actual tax bills. So in 2018, which is the assessed value for 2017, we already said that the value was $241,980. Here's the calculation. $241,980 at 10% of a tax rate times what's known as the state equalized assessed value to get the equalized assessed value gives us $71,691. At a tax rate in the city of Chicago of 7.266 gives us a tax bill. But from that, we're able to deduct this person's homeowner's exemption, which is a deduction in property taxes that everybody in Cook County qualifies for. In Chicago, that's equals $726.60. So we know that this person's tax bill was $4,482.47. $4,482.47, which is what they paid taxes. Now, if we look, the new assessed value of $527,820 that the assessor is trying to assign to this property gives us 10%, $52,782 times the state equalizer, an equalized assessed value of $156,377. At the tax rate of 7.266%, the new tax bill will be $11,362.37 minus the homeowner's exemption of $726.60. That means that this homeowner will see an increase from this amount this year to this amount next year. A tax bill increase of more than double. We're looking at $6,000 plus difference in increase in this tax bill if this homeowner takes no action. Of course, this homeowner has retained the services of Robson and Lopez LLC. So in a nutshell, that's how you understand your reassessment notice from Cook County Assessor. Even though I may have scared the daylights out of you today, I hope you learned a bit about reassessment notices. And more importantly, I hope I motivated you to take action and appeal your property taxes and to appeal them now before you are hit with a big bill next year. You can always call the lawyers at Robson and Lopez for a free consultation. And remember, you are only charged for our services if we are successful in reducing your property taxes. And our fee is only a percentage of what we save you. So there is no risk to you. Reach out to us today.